How to make 7-zip do a whole bunch of folders. I got a bunch of pictures that I had to crop into 800 by 600 pixels. That was easily done, but now I have to upload them so the family can see them all. Thing is, this is 500 MB in pictures. I decided to simply zip the separate folders, which each contain an almost equal amount of pictures. This way I can upload a couple each day. Doing this manually is a very long and hard job. I wonder if there is a way to make 7-zip handle each folder individually. I think I'll need a batch file to do it, but I'm not good with that. I've put everything under one folder. In the various subfolders is where the pictures are located. What I need is for the contents of that folder to be zipped. I'm not sure if I can just zip the folder along with it. I know PHP has a zip module, I've just never worked with it, so I'm not sure whether it can handle the fact that the content of the zip is a folder which contains the items, instead of just the items.
Run from a command prompt whose working directory is your My Pictures directory. This command will create a zip file of the contents of each subdirectory, leaving all of the zip files in your My Pictures directory. Edit: I have added the quotation marks necessary to allow for directories with spaces in their names. Also, the following version will not put files in a subdirectory inside of the zip file, but instead in its root. In Windows 7 and above. Or
I couldn't get the command line to work, instead I downloaded WinRAR and Tone was right. WinRAR does have an option to zip multiple folders into their own separate zip files. For example, C:\files\fables01 into C:\files\fables01.zip and C:\files\fables02 into C:\files\fables02.zip. With WinRAR, open the folder that contains the folders you want to zip, then follow these steps. Select all folders you want zipped /red. Click Add or Alt+A or Commands and GT, add files to archive. Select RAR or zip. Go to Files tab. Check Put each file to separate archive under the Archives box. When you've got any other settings you like fixed, hit OK and boom, multiple zip files of multiple folders. This worked so much easier than command line 7-zip.
Just a slight update of 1181's answer, the code below creates a batch file which multiple items can be dropped onto. This batch file can then be added to the context menu via the registry. Create a new key under key_classes_root\folder\shell, call it cmd1. Edit the string value and call it batch zip. Create another new key under this one and call it command. Change the value of this to your path, with double escape slashes. So for example, my entry is c:\users/rory_apps/batch_zip.bat%1. Once you do this you'll have an entry in your context menu for batch zip which will batch zip any selected folders into separate archives. However, if you do this via the context menu, it will unfortunately run all operations simultaneously, and as anyone who's done a lot of zipping and unzipping will know, zipping folders works a lot faster one after the other than all at once. If anyone knows a way to fix this in the registry, please do tell. Dragging the selected folders onto the batch will do them one after the other.
I found Rorio's answer to be very helpful. He provided a batch script for Windows that allows you to drag and drop files for quick, automated archiving. To use this script, just save it with a .bat extension, and then you can drag and drop files and/or folders onto the batch file, or a shortcut to the batch file. .zip files will be created in the same directory as the source files, although the destination can be altered in the script at archive path. Some updates I made to improve ease of customization and overall functionality. Added named variables. Implemented a for loop that iterates through the given arguments, along with delayed expansion to allow runtime variables. Added if conditions to differentiate files and folders. This allows folder contents to be added to the archive directly rather than enclosing the parent folder within the archive. E.g. and nbsp /archive.zip /file.txt and nbsp versus and nbsp /archive.zip /parent_folder /file.txt. Added an error log to display failed instances or display a success message if there were no errors.
If you want to